myself, I remind myself from think I gotta go through. I don't like therapist, I don't like most. You love me, my go-to. Love a team blind on top like Goku. Just left Noble, back in my dojo. Channel like Aura, got the whole Roku. Been big dog from the Totoro told you. Wait, don't even know you. Stop right, I'm a long trip. Blink at my VIP. Snack at my. Won't break, won't miss. Rich took his check, I know. We talking style like ball, hype, pretty face guy like, bruh, how do I exist? In the gym every day, I'm on this. So my daddy like, boy, don't blow my shit. I got it. Tryna control that emotion. It's raining, you cannot control this. You gonna blow it. Them, they not important. Me, I'm the one goated. 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 Tryna control that my emotion. It's raining, you cannot control this. You gonna blow it. Them, they not important. Me, I'm the one goated. Me, I'm the one goated. Me.
From the automotive capital of the world, we get a look at a venue that pays homage to that industry. Welcome to Ford Field here in Detroit, Michigan. Jake Bates now ready to get this one started. And we're off in Detroit. On the return, Britton Covey. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Alex Anzalone there on the stop. Even 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's caught, it's Saquon Barkley. Racing down the left side. He does it, touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles take a 6-0 lead right away. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown.
80.
Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
Greg Reynolds to return it. And he pushes them up to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Running it with David Montgomery. Having gained about a handful there. Zach Bond with the tackle. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Staying on the ground with Montgomery. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Kobe Dean in on the tackle. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3. Out of the shotgun, Goff. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st. Handoff running right, Montgomery. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
He's contained at the line for no gain. Milton Williams making the stop. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Goff setting to throw. Connects on one to Jameson Williams. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions finish up their opening drive. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball.
Offensively, we could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
This one is up and good. And the Lions respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Covey now to return this. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. On the play fake, it's Hurts. Vacates quickly left side. Wow, wide open here, complete. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. We're back to Ford Field right after this. Ready now for our 2nd quarter. The Eagles have the football. They've got a 1st to begin the fray. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. This is ahead for about 5. Brian Branch getting there for the tackle. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Here's another carry for Barkley. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Kirby Joseph up for the stop. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Skips it short of his man. That brings up 4th down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
A play fake. Now Hurts to throw. He's on the move. And they won't do it. That falls incomplete on 4th down.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Goff. That's complete to St. Brown outright. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. That brings us to the 2-minute warning in the Motor City. The Lions working here. 3rd and just 2 to go. They give up the gut to Montgomery. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running. Here we go with Montgomery. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I mean, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
And he heads out of bounds. Great pickup on that run. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that gives the Lions the 1st. They'll run again with Montgomery. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running. Running on 2nd with Montgomery. And he's brought down for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Pass taken in by St. Brown. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
First down throw from Goff. St. Brown's got it. Complete. And he's out a yard or 2 shy of the 15. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Montgomery now up the middle. And he'll have it down to almost the 10-yard line. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Goff to the air now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Throwing is gone. Laporta with the grab. Has some room to work. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions take the lead just before halftime. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown. Point after up and good from Bates. And the Lions break that tie and now lead by 7. Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. Covey now to return this. Fought off a tackle, but he lost the football! And they steal it back on the return. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Huard with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Reynolds with a return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Give to Montgomery to start the drive. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's 2nd and 11. Escapes the pocket. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Darius Slay has it. They worked hard to have the halftime lead, Brock, but now that defense working hard to take it away.
Not wasting any time, are they? You know, they love to say about baseball, Kate, baseball's a game of adjustments. So is the NFL, and especially in the 2nd half. You have all that data from the 1st half. You want to take it all in, and defensively you want to adjust exactly what they did to take the ball away there to begin the 2nd.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal. Barkley. And they needed more than one defender there. Powerful runner, stopped for just 1 yard.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
I'll try again with Barkley. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Okay, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that sack that cost them some yardage. Working quickly here. Back to throw it. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. That's Carlton Davis. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Carry here for Montgomery. And they had that one contained right at the line. It was Reed Blankenship making the stop.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
This is Montgomery. And they will stop him at the line on what proves to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Well, the defense is really buckled down. That was a scoreless 3rd quarter for us. It's Lions ball as they try to keep that lead and close out a win. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. He'll throw it. And he's off the mark there. Too far behind him to adjust. That brings up 4th down.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for him. Thinking interception to be had. And incompletion still pretty good for the defense.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Fair catch called for and taken just beyond midfield. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Eagles will take possession. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. They're going to go with Barkley on the counter. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why. And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose. Can't cover much better than that. Really well covered creating that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in. Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. He fires one deep down the left side. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Curry Joseph picks it. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on 4th and that kind of distance. And an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off. Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it too far to get to the stick. So that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming. And it's one thing to know it. It's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense. They go play action with Goff. That one's caught along the left sideline. And he's out of bounds, up at midfield. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st. They run. Here's Montgomery. I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time. Off play action, Goff. He just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And Willie, no, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. The Lions readying for the punt. And this will be his second effort of the contest. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And it's going to be their football coming up. Setting up to pass. He's got Smith. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Here he is to throw. Barkley's got it. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
A gain of 4 yards. And an Eagle first down.
Back to throw. That's into the hands of Barkley. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
It's incomplete. Couldn't connect. Nearly an interception on that play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. He'll look to throw it. That's Smith on the slant. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Philadelphia going to spend its 2nd timeout. To the line for a new set of downs. Only a lone timeout at their disposal. First down throwing for Hurts. They find Smith. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Eagles hustling everyone back to the line. Hurts throwing again. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll get them enough for a first down. The Eagles decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout. 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. Rolling out to his left. Caught by the open man. And he gets him the touchdown. And now a potential game-deciding play call coming up. A big spot for the Eagles now as they go for 2.
The Eagles will set up for the 2-point conversion.
On the play fake, it's Hurts. And this is caught. Oh, he gets them 2 points, and with those, they've got the lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Reynolds with a return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's Gong. Getting out to his left. It could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Picked off Reed Blankenship.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
First down, a run with Barkley. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. So they're going to go ahead and call a timeout here. Only 3 seconds left in the game.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
And they make the stop, we're going to say at about the 37-yard line. So the Eagles will fly out of here with a road win. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
All of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.
Damn.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. The kicker, Jake Bates, has this one on the tee. He'll run up and send this one away here at Ford Field. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Quickly to the air is Burrow. That's caught. Andre Yoshivas. He's to the 15. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Andre Yoshivas, 70 yards. And the Bengals get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. That is a quick strike, one play all the way to the house. You know, the pass was fine, but that run after the catch, impressive.
An absolute horrible time. Of course, any time like this is a horrible time for a defensive breakdown. But where's the tackling? Where were the safeties? You don't expect him to catch the ball, and next thing you know, he's running into the goalpost this early in the game. That's not supposed to happen.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10. Just shy of the 30. A man who was the Georgia State High School Player of the Year in 2020. Here's Jahmyr Gibbs. Now he's loose at the 40. Inside the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, 71 yards. And the Lions are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. That's a great response. You give up the first score of the game, but you go right down yourselves and get the equalizer. I just had a flashback there. I remember playing in a game like that in college where one of my teammates had said in the media that week, the opposite team would be lucky to cross our goal line. They crossed it in the first minute of the game. On our first offensive play, we scored to answer back. Something similar to what we just saw there. Very similar to what we just saw. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Automatically the distance was warranted. It's not that he don't rock with you or don't rock with us. Hey, no, the Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. I don't need that.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they're trying to duplicate that success
here. They got to keep it up. This guy can't let nobody, but if they really sit down and have real conversation, reality pills on the table, not the other drugs, reality pills. They'll tell you, I told these guys this was coming.
This is Brown going up the middle. And the defense closes
quickly there. They'll act right. We tell these guys, yours only a matter of time. We got to get this right. They're going to be like that, whatever. Like, I remember a time.
Nice linebacker play.
Beans had his clothing line, state property. Used to get clothes, perhaps it's a state property. So I look at the state property and say, manufactured by
action. It's Burrow.
So I'm telling you, that's being a 4-yard loss. Check your contracts and all that. Make sure everything right. Like, as I see, it's manufactured by Rockaway. I don't think Rockaway was making their own clothes. So how are they making your clothes? Like, just as a businessman, this was like, didn't seem right. And this was at the time when he was saying, yo, I'm going to jail. I'm signed Freeway and the Young Guns, the Rockefeller. When I come home, they gonna give it back to state property, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, you think business work like this? So
they'll try and throw forward with Burrow.
He puts
it on the carpet, it's out, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. And the aggressive play call simply does not work out. You're on your own side of the field here, punter, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's a time for analytics and a time for being aggressive, but not with this field position. There's also a time for good old football run sets. Punt it away, let your defense take over with better field position.
11 yards there on the line, first down.
And then when he came over from jail, he said, hey, we'll get your field.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And a tackle there by Jermaine Pratt.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
2nd and 5. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Goff. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Power sensor above the 8 in the back. You have the E-motor from the E-Ray, 72 up to 186.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
1,250 horsepower. Completely astonishing. 0 to 60 in less than 2 seconds. All sorts of other crazy, mind-boggling performance.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
With the CPK package, or you can get the regular non-wing version.
And they'll run it here.
It's coming right away, late 2025.
And it'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. Through one quarter, 9-7 our score. This 2nd and 4. Here we go. They go play action with Burrow. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Cody Joseph. And the Lions will take over possession here up at the 44. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes they have defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Stay
Trying
here.
for right, and it's intercepted. Picked by Logan Wilson. And what a return as he brings this 20-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Right back to Brown. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Evan McPherson out for the Bengal field goal.
From the left half, should be a fairly easy one here.
McPherson's kick is good.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 40, right around the 39. So solid starting field position. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
At the 38-yard line.
Play action. It's Goff.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked by Logan Wilson. And the Bengals are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48.
This one complete to Yoshivas.
And he's got this down to the 35. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. And they'll go on the ground. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here now, 2nd and 4. Here's Burrow. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Burrow looking to pass. Got a man open. It's Chase. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now to be 4th and short.
McPherson's kick is good. And the lead grows to 4. It's 13-9. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead, finish up the half, and get on out and talk about it.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. They don't want to repeat a 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. An 8-yard gain, so that gets them halfway there. Now they're left with a 3rd and 8 more. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. The final shot before break here. Goff. And yet again, Goff is intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. It'll be Lions football to start the 2nd half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they trail here to begin the 2nd half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the 1st half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football.
Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And getting this 1st half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Now it's Goff. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And St. Brown going to have the Lions 1st down as he'll get this down inside the 40. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Goff now to throw. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That is caught. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Third catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. Here's Goff. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with the football. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. That's Aiden Hutchinson. He was determined to blow that play up, and he sure did. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Over the middle, he finds Higgins.
That'll give him 8 that time, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
The Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to.
That is intercepted. It's Brian Branch with it. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Oh my, how the tables have turned now. They were trying to salt this one away, but that interception, potentially a game changer.
And I just got to think to myself, at this point of the game, I know you've been aggressive. I know that's your MO, and that's fine. And all those teams that talk about all gas, no brakes, you better have the emergency lever to pull occasionally. They could have used it right there. They put themselves in a tough spot with that interception. Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Goff. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And he takes a shot at the end of that play. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads them into the end zone.
They'll come to the line. This is 3rd and 3. Goff now to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. Now it's Goff. He's got his target. That's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. Here we go. 1st and goal. They'll run with Montgomery. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now Goff. Open man right side of St. Brown. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow.
What an outstanding drive right there to take the lead, and also, Charles, didn't leave their opposition with a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I like the way that you're viewing this because they did a tremendous job to put themselves in a position to win, but they can't celebrate just yet. They've got to clamp down on any big plays and force them to use up those timeouts without making any headway.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Burrow.
Thank you.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked up by Kirby Joseph. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball.
And he's across for a late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. This is 1st and 10. A final shot now for Burrow. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.
Hey, wake up, shot calling. Paid what I bought it. New crib, psychotic. I'm so iconic. Fly down to see the islands. She ain't even bring a wallet. They don't get it, but I got it. I'm so iconic. Yeah, straight out the Linux. That on for hours. I'm straight out the minutes. They calling up Dion and straight out the business. We take out the Sims and then take out percentage. Period, break out the minutes from capital M. Now we straight out the sentence. They pay out, they pay out, they pay out. I'm finished. Then grade out the Lakers. The bay watch the women. I gon' meet your mate. Lord, please don't save her. Minor bumps as I've been paving the road. I go to sleep, go major. Silver too, but I've been playing for gold. The metal keep close range. I cleaned up, still dangerous. Can't change West Philly raised. Wake up, shot calling. Paid what I bought it. New crib, psychotic. I'm so iconic. Fly down to see the islands. She ain't even bring a wallet. They don't get it, but I got it. I'm so iconic. Got your stacks up, but you ain't got no rings, yeah. Got my stats up, I'm living out my dreams, yeah. Stretch this condo, I can fit a limousine, yeah. Ain't that ironic? I'm so iconic. This be my tunnel music. They cut that confetti, I'm running through it. Let's play that whole lane, I'm running through it. And if they run at me, let my youngins do it. I just married, I'm honeymooning. I got hot on my own and ain't nothing cooling. I don't punch in no clock, a sun and moon. I'm shot, bullet, proven, let it go. Wake up, shot calling. Pay what I bought it. New crib, psychotic. I'm so iconic. Fly down to see the islands. She ain't even bring a wallet. They don't get it, but I got it. I'm so iconic.
It's a city home to one of the most loyal and passionate fan bases in football. And all the noise they're making is being captured by the Dome here at Ford Field in Detroit. Jake Bates now ready to get this one started. And we're off and running from Ford Field. And he mishit this one badly. It's out of bounds short of the 40, and they're going to take over at that spot. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Here's Henry running left. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Lamar back to throw. Forced out to his right. Pass into the hands of Mark Andrews. That one hits for 30. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Henry running to the left. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Kirby Joseph up for the stop. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Running once more with Henry. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. Give him 3 on that game. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
The Ravens getting their first look inside the red zone. They've got 1st and 10 right along the 20. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
First down, and they go back to Henry. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. It's a pickup of 5, and that brings up 2nd and goal.
Humble 5-6-yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's 2nd and goal. Henry. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Ravens finish up an excellent opening series. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone, getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Tucker able to tack on the extra point. And the Ravens will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Craig Reynolds to return it. They get to him before that return can amount to much, just beyond the 15-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Running it with David Montgomery. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. Neither side separating much so far. We're back to Ford Field right after this. Back and beginning the 2nd quarter. Lions in possession. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. It's Montgomery on the counter. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 36. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
An 8-yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd down.
3rd and long for him here. And he's in trouble and gets brought down again. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
Loss of 7. It's 4th down.
They'll go for it. Goff. He lets one fly deep downfield. They connect on the deep shot. There it is. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions finish off their opening drive. I love plays like like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. You got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. This return makes it up to the 25. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Got it deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense. So a crisis averted a moment ago, but their reward, a really tough 3rd down here. Running back sent in motion. Jackson now, 3rd and long. Gets this one to Andrews. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Fourth down, it's Jackson. That's cut beyond the marker. And he's touched as they pick up that 1st down on 4th.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure of the drive's right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Alex Anzalone with the pick. And the Lions are going to take over after the interception.
That is just a big-time individual effort, Kate, defensively. First, he takes the ball away, and then he's looking for points, right? He turns from defense to offense, and one more move, and he might have broken it to the house.
On 1st down, they'll run with Montgomery. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Nnamdi Madubuike making that stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Staying on the ground with Montgomery. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. They'll run again with Montgomery. He has the 1st down to the 10. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. Detroit calls timeout. It's 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Off play action. Goff. Ooh, on him quick there, and they bring him to the turf. A timeout taken here by the Lions. That's their 3rd. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
the 15-yard
And right there's the danger, Kate. When you put the ball in the air, how many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Gotta forget about first down in a hurry. They need a chunk of yards here on 2nd and goal. Trying again following the sack. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now.
I'll tell you what, Kate, that's a really nice play in coverage. That linebacker looking like a cornerback on that play. Perhaps those cover guys could take some notes on how to stay in position and, most importantly, swat that pass away.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Here's Goff. Chased out to his right. They don't connect there, and now just 3 seconds showing on the clock.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Bates' kick is up and good. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage. So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Huard, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our 2nd half. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Throwing is gone. That's complete to Sam Laporta. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Montgomery now up the middle. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. They get 13 on the pickup. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. A give up the gut to Montgomery. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Travis Jones, the man in on that tackle. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Running on 2nd with Montgomery. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Goff on 3rd. Complete beyond the marker. And he's taken down at the 30. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
First and 10 now from the 30. Goff to the air now. He finds Laporta. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that gives them 1st and goal.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
The throw is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Now in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Bates now for the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Lions make it a 10-point ball game. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. This one's going to bounce into the end zone and will end as a touchback. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Jackson looking to throw. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Meek Robertson takes it away. And the Lions will be set up great after a terrific return down inside the 15. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start.
Like nothing.